New Texas defensive coordinator Manny Diaz has become one of the fastest rising stars in college football coaching. He spent 4 years as coordinator at Middle Tennessee before 1 season at Mississippi State, where the Bulldogs made dramatic defensive improvements across the board.
Well, I don't know if there's anything like the SEC, and I think going into that environment where you're playing, and especially last year the way the SEC West was, where it was murderer's row. And I think that's part of the reason why Coach Brown likes pulling guys out of that league, because every game, if Texas shows up, it's an important game.
We hired Gene Chizik. He becomes the head coach at Iowa State, now wins a national championship. We hire Will Muschamp, and Will's the head coach at Florida. I talked to 3, 4 head coaches in the SEC, and his name popped up first in every case. And then I started going back and studying their videos from the season. And then when I watched the Michigan game, I said, this is our guy.
Michigan was averaging more than 34 points per game until scoring just 14 in the Gator Bowl. And eventual national champion Auburn won only 17-14. Now even more will be expected of the South Florida native deep in the heart of Texas.
Well, Texas is a very special place. I almost call it's almost the capital of football. Football is important in a lot of places, and I've lived almost my whole life in the Southeast, and it's very important in the Southeast, but as a state, I don't know if there's a state that attaches themselves to a sport like Texans do to football.
He's passionate about what he does. He's faster than a lot of our players. He wears cleats to practice. I've never seen that before. He sprints on every play with every one of them.
Diaz never played college football and graduated Florida State with a degree in communications, set for a TV career. What was it that started you down a potential television path and then turned you into where you are now?
Well, I always knew I wanted to be involved in sports. Knew I wouldn't be good enough to play it after a certain level, which ended up being after high school. So I figured the next best thing would be to be doing what you're doing. And I had a career on that end and had a job at ESPN, and things were rolling well. And I began to realize that it was a great job and I loved doing it, but it really wasn't the next best thing. The next best thing was to be a coach. And we switched careers a couple years into it, and it's been an amazing run of events since then that's brought me here.
You made the right move.
I would say so. It's worked out pretty good so far. I'm enjoying it.
Pretty good and getting better.